You guys, we are once again talking about Matt and Abby because they've actually come out to address a lot of the backlash that they have received online. And the thing about Matt and Abby is a lot of people say that they rage bait. So technically, people believe that they are after this type of backlash in order to get a ton of views. And views they have. They have millions of followers, millions of views, but they are responding to the backlash that they are getting, saying that they just tried to make positive content and share their experience, and they don't like what people are saying about them online. And well, obviously people have reacted to what they said, and we are going to break down everything that has been talked about. If you're not familiar with Matt and Abby, they are a married couple best known for their TikTok account where they post lifestyle content, vlogs, and family updates. They have millions of followers across all their socials, so not just TikTok, but Instagram and YouTube as well. They've built a huge platform off of documenting their life as a married couple, their journey to parenthood, and they also have a podcast where they talk more in depth about their life and sometimes interview influencers and celebrities. But they're also known for controversy as they found themselves going viral for all of the wrong reasons at times. And over time, people have accused them of rage baiting, aka intentionally stirring up outrage online just to go viral and rack up the views. There's been a number of times that their name has been associated with scandal, and most of the time it surrounds Matt getting called out, but there was that one time both of them were really criticized over some cruise drama when Abby posted about how they were on vacation. They were on a cruise, and people felt that she was sharing some sort of a parenting hack on her Instagram story, so her and Matt could have a kid-free dinner, when it actually sounded like they left their kids unattended in the cruise cabin. They denied their children being unattended, but she posted, "So we ended up taking them for 5 nights, and it became apparent that they weren't enjoying it, and therefore we weren't either. So then we switched our dinner time to after their bedtime and FaceTimed the monitors while we ate. And that worked out much better for everyone." And she put in parentheses in the corner, "Baby monitors don't work on board unless you're only like 10 feet away," which is why she was saying they had to FaceTime the monitors. They ended up getting so much backlash, and so they posted a video where they said people were making assumptions and someone was with their children at all times on this boat. End of story. That is what happened. They were never leaving their kids without anybody else in the room with them. Now, to me, that scandal felt like something that they didn't know was going to be as big of a story as it ended up being, and truthfully kind of felt like they did think that they had cracked some parenting code and shared this hack with parents only to get called out. But times where people did feel like they knew exactly what they were doing is when it comes to them cutting clips for their podcast to promote on TikTok or Instagram Reels or Shorts. Matt and Abby have been noted for posting controversial clips. For instance, discussions around traditional gender roles and parenting decisions have ignited debates, leading some to believe that these clips are strategically shared to provoke reactions and boost engagement. Then there was the whole Father's Day post controversy. In May 2024, Matt and Abby announced that they were deciding to delay their celebration of Father's Day due to the fact that Matt's birthday was the same week. This led to significant backlash, with many perceiving the move as Matt being childish, not wanting two things celebrated together when a lot of people have their birthday on Christmas or near Thanksgiving or any sort of holiday. And they felt bad that it seemed that Matt was making Abby feel bad about the fact that the year before his birthday was actually on the same day as Father's Day, and they were just coming back from a trip and she was pregnant, and so she combined both celebrations, which he did not like. He wanted two things to be separated, and everyone just felt bad for Abby because you could tell that she felt really bad that Matt wasn't happy with how she chose to celebrate that. And so this year they were avoiding that entirely by celebrating Father's Day later on in the year so that he would have a completely separate celebration from his birthday and Father's Day.
Decided as a family that we are not celebrating Father's Day this year.
Father's Day, it's always in June, and it's like always around.
Last year was June 18th, which is Matt's birthday, so
Yes.
he had Father's Day and his birthday on the same day. And
So sad.
I will say I did kind of combine the holidays.
You did combine the two of them. It's okay though. I mean, you were pregnant, you were uncomfortable, you were
We
close.
just gotten back from our baby moon that
Yeah.
day. I got you a cake from DQ.
I guess we had
and
just
had
gotten
our
home.
family over, and grilled.
Well, I grilled, but I know a lot of dads grill on their birthday.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had Father's
And I
Day.
grew your child.
You did grow my child.
All day, every day.
But like Father's Day and my birthday were the same exact day.
Yeah, and
it kind of was a bummer.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I failed you. I'm
Hey,
so
but
sorry.
you know what? This year, we're boycotting Father's Day for the month of June and celebrating it 3 months after my...
And a lot of people were commenting on this, like, this has got to be on purpose. Like, they know people will be in the comments going crazy and they will get a ton of engagement and views from this conversation. And they knew it was going to spark some sort of, opinion or something. I will say, though, that some people did have an argument in that if Abby was the one that had been complaining about she wanted her birthday and Mother's Day to be separated, then people would probably be advocating for her. Whereas, like, with Matt saying that he wanted his birthday and Father's Day to be separate, everyone was just like, get over it. But I don't know, that was just one of the big conversations that had come out of that whole Father's Day drama. Of course, the two of them got called out once again for rage baiting or just trying to stir up some sort of drama for views when Matt recently launched his own solo podcast, and he started the promo for it by posting TikToks and Instagram reels saying that he's been sleeping in the closet for the last month.
This is super embarrassing, but I've been sleeping in our walk-in closet for the past month now. This is our guest bedroom mattress that I dragged all the way from our guest bedroom into here, and my wife's not a huge fan of this arrangement. Obviously, I don't know a spouse that would be stoked. This decision that I made was something I had to do just to prioritize my mental health because I was not okay. I was really struggling. I was feeling awful, and that's why I'm here. Secrets out.
It felt like he was playing into what a lot of people say about them in their marriage, and maybe he was baiting the haters to click by seeing him post something that made it seem like they were on the rocks or something, with the way that the full podcast title was "My Wife and I Are No Longer Sleeping Together." He explained more why on the actual episode, and it did make sense why he was choosing to sleep in the closet because it is blacked out, there's no windows, and in their guest room, there's no blackout curtains, and basically he was having really bad insomnia, so it was better for him to isolate himself. But of course, they had strategically picked this clip to promo his very first episode that was, of course, going to start a conversation. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, he chose this for a reason. But in the clip that he had chosen, people were like, so you're prioritizing your mental health, which means you need to be away from your wife. Like, if I was your wife, I would feel like so put down that you can't be around me. And people just once again were accusing him of embarrassing Abby. And that was really the big last viral drama that they have had as of recent. Matt and Abby did recently sit down on their podcast to talk about all of the backlash that they do receive online. And Abby admitted that she doesn't even have TikTok on her phone, and she's really restricted on Instagram, so she doesn't see the hate that really comes their way. Obviously, they do know that it happens because things pop up here and there, but she really tries to keep offline. But they do know that it's the clips that start the drama. They literally admitted that the clips that they put out do start up the conversations. Though I do feel like Matt is more down to do the clips and get people talking, but Abby is more hurt by how people analyze them, whereas Matt is seemingly more in this, if we're good, then I don't care what people assume kind of attitude.
People see the clips. That's what can get us. That's what can get us in trouble.
Yeah, the clips make me not even want to have a podcast anymore.
That's not good. Why do you say that?
I'm just so sick and tired of being misunderstood.
When you like go to take a bath and you go to watch a YouTube video and then you'll see.
You're taking the words out of my mouth. I said them right here.
Okay, sorry.
I'm just wondering how many times a girl can get in a bathtub at the end of the day, just ready to wind down, and then see my freaking face on somebody else's drama gossip channel with things that are just completely, just 1000% not true, or just like that is where I'm kind of like, okay, I'm ready to be done because this is just so freaking annoying. More than anything, it's just annoying to just constantly feel like people are skeptical of you, are like wanting to make you a villain, wanting to twist your words, wanting to misunderstand you, wanting to assume the worst in you, wanting to think that you're someone that you're completely not. Like, there comes a point where, like, we never address it because we kind of have that mentality of like, the lion does not. It sounds so narcissistic.
Don't say that. Don't say it. Cut that out.
You gotta have this mindset where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to feed into that narrative, but then here I am talking about it right now because I'm just so freaking sick of it.
I mean, they know, but like I said, I feel like Matt isn't as bothered with the way that this was his reaction after they were having that conversation.
Oh, yeah. That's frustrating.
Do you not feel that way?
I feel... I have a lot of feelings.
Abby later talks about how they just talk about them and try to be authentic in their content, and people take issue with it.
If you're offended by something that we've posted, we work so diligently to just speak our mind, be authentic and genuine to ourselves, but only talk about ourselves, not talk about other people, and also be as we really care about making people making content that makes people happy and that is authentic and that is not offensive. And yet some people still want to take issue with it. And at that point, that's where I feel defeated.
And I do think their podcasts, they are very open about their lives, and maybe it's not rage bait, but what's being said, it's one of those situations where people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're talking about this much online. Like, they talk about their intimate life, and sometimes people get offended for Abby when Matt says things and feel bad for her. And it definitely turns nasty against Matt with some of the things that they are talking about. Even if they're being raw and real and authentic, people are definitely going to make assumptions or start to feel some type of way, especially in clips where Matt is saying that it feels different down there, you know, Abby-wise, after she's had a baby.
Does it feel different down there after birth?
Yeah, actually. I feel like it goes back, but it doesn't go back to exactly how it was
we
before.
talked about this the other day, and I was kind of surprised to hear you say that, because you never told me until I asked you.
I always heard, oh, it goes back to normal, but it doesn't go back to exactly the way it was before.
People are obviously going to be like, well, if my husband said that to me, I would cry. So I don't think that it's necessarily them rage baiting. You know, in the podcast, they are being raw and real and just being so open, sharing literally like so many details about their personal lives with the internet. But the clips that they choose to cut for the podcast certainly feel like they are rage bait with the way that I think they know how controversial it is. And it does get a conversation going. But like I said, it does seem like Matt is more open to troll than Abby, as he talks about how he would respond to comments and she doesn't even want to watch anything negative. She doesn't want to interact with it, nothing.
I think I've started to care less, which has been really freeing. Like I care less about my persona online because I know who I am and I know who I have like good community now, and life has gotten so much better. And so I was just having fun in the comment section, trolling the people back. But what I've also been doing too is like not playing into it and be like, yeah, we need to cancel Matt, because I've done that. I've commented back like, oh yeah, he's horrible, we should cancel him.
Why would you say that?
Just screwing around with these negative people online. But I almost like even more like saying something actually kind to them, like, but like out of a genuine place, like actually commenting.
I have nothing genuinely kind to say to those people.
Okay, also I'm like editing this and I want to pop in here to talk about this one part where Matt is talking about how he thinks it all comes down to money and that these outlets write about him and Abby because they benefit off of drama, they profit off of drama.
I just think it comes down to money, babe. I think all these media outlets make so much money off of drama, and so they love it. They don't care about you, which is sad, you know?
And though that is true, I do think that Matt and Abby also too profit off of drama. So it's very interesting for him to bring this up, because that title of him talking about like him and his wife are not sleeping together in the same bed anymore, like that's drama. People are clicking on that and you're making money off of that because people think there's something up with your marriage, and you're the one that's clickbaiting something negative going on in your marriage. Yes, it's an assumption that people are making based on the title, but it's there with purpose. Like, he didn't put that there thinking there's no way people are going to think there's something wrong with our marriage. So while yes, Matt, people do make money talking about you guys because you are drama, like you guys feed into it too, and definitely make money from some of those same reasons. And that's where Matt and Abby seem to be as of right now. Those are their thoughts on people that do talk about them. And they are fully aware that it's the clips that keep fueling the fire, which, like, okay, maybe it is authenticity and not rage bait, but at the same time, it's like, why keep picking the clips that paint your relationship in the worst light if you're not, you know, kind of hoping for some sort of viral, you know, drama or something? It feels like they are seeking it out. Or maybe it's just Matt that's seeking it out and Abby doesn't want to be doing those clips, but like I said, it seems like he cares less about all the hate and the drama, at least right now, and Abby does care more, but maybe he's like the one that's like pushing it out there and choosing the clips. I mean, he did choose his own clips, I'm sure, for the podcast that he started himself and titled that video that way. Like, people are definitely going to be talking about that. But as much as people speculate on their marriage or call out Matt, the truth is people are still watching, and I think that's what keeps the whole cycle going. The hate comments, the concern for Abby, the back and forth in their own content, it all keeps the engagement up. So whether or not it's rage bait or just oversharing, it's working for them. And I suppose they're just choosing to keep it up because they're not switching up what they're doing, that's for sure. But that is what these two had to say about the drama. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that they are baiting people with these podcast clips? And what do you think about what they had to say about the backlash they received? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.